cannot let you in. You have a bony face and a toothy grin. You look like a ghost with your head on that post. Oh, you'll give us a fright as you look quite a sight. Oh, hello. I was just practising my punko for when Mary arrives. Mary Lloyd and her posse, that is. She is a very special Welsh tradition that's hundreds of years old. She'll knock on your door on New Year's Eve, singing a funny rhyme, asking you to invite her in. And you have to reply singing your own rhyme. That's what punko is. It's some sort of Welsh rap, really, a rap battle. And this can go back and forth a few times. But in the end, you always let her win, because it's lucky to invite Mary in and give her and her friends some food. It's not only bad luck, but bad manners to send her away. And besides, I've made far too much of this delicious midnight feast to eat on my own. Oh, it's so exciting. She'll be here soon. People have loved horses for centuries. They even worshipped them in ancient times. Far back in Celtic mythology, Epona was the goddess of all horses, and she has been likened to our Rhiannon of the Mabinogi, and she had a horse too. And carrying a horse around villages isn't new either. From before the 13th century, groups of people called mummers used to perform what they called old horse plays, wearing disguises. They would carry a wooden horse from house to house, using it to ask for food and drink.
We have a poor old horse, and he's standing at your door. If you only let him in, he'll please you all, I'm sure.
Some say that this is where the pantomime horse, Dobbin, as well as the Mary Lloyd, comes from. And even though she was first written about in a book in the 19th century, there were stories of her for centuries before then, with a strong tradition in Glamorgan and North Wales. We're lucky to have her back, because in Victorian times, some people were afraid of her. I can't imagine why people would think a horse's head was scary. Oh. A minister called William Roberts even used to encourage people to go to church on New Year's Eve instead of waiting in for the Mary to come knocking. He campaigned against the tradition, which might explain why she all but disappeared. I'm sure I can hear her. Every village had their own Mary, and they would dress her up in flowers, ribbons and bells, evergreen like ivy and painted symbols. And some would even dress her up in the colours of their village or area, for example, red and black for Carmarthenshire. Why don't you design your own Mary Lloyd, perhaps using your school colours to make her unique? And here's a strange fact. The Pembroke horse wasn't even a horse. The head was made of cloth, stuffed with hay and carried on a pitchfork. It looked more like a bird with a grey beak, and they called it a Deryn Bec Lloyd or Bwca Lloyd. You see, the Mary Lloyd means something different to everyone. In some areas, she comes to chase away the darkness. And in other areas, she can be really naughty, stealing your favourite hat or scarf, or even chasing you around the house trying to bite you. And they say she's lucky. Some believe that just touching the horse would bring them good luck. Well, I've never heard of a lucky bite, have you? And different parts of Wales would have different punko for when the Mary came knocking. Wel dyma ni'n dŵad gyfeillion di niwed I ofyn am genad, I ofyn am genad, I ofyn am genad I ganu. And that's when the battle begins. During the first few verses, Mary asks to come in, but the owner of the house replies in verse, refusing her entry. But, as you know, they'll always let her win in the end and invite her in. Why don't you try writing your own verses, telling the Mary Lloyd why you won't let her pass the front door? And remember, the Mary's message is always the same.
Give us some food.
But the funny thing is, they never eat much, to be honest. All that word battling for a few mouthfuls of food and drink. It would be a lot easier if you just opened the front door and let them in. But a lot less fun. She's here!